actually think frosted tips look great. I want to do those right now. Hey guys, I'm Jack O'Shea.
And I'm Mikaela Pascal.
And this is Who's on Top, the show where we rank our top 5 favorite things about an exciting topic, and then you tell us who made the best list, or
who's on top.
So Mikaela, today we are going to be ranking our top 5 2000s fashion trends.
I'd say the best era.
Probably the best era. Probably the best era. And guys, there's already a list over at ranker.com, so make sure you head over there, check it out, vote your favorites to the top, and throughout this episode, we're gonna be comparing our favorites with the general public's favorites. Before we go on, Mikaela, how many of these fashion trends were you guilty of?
I think probably about half of them. You know, you're looking at like Paris Hilton, you know, Christina Aguilera, like all those people, and you're like, I'm gonna be you one day.
Let's get into it. Mikaela, what's your number 5?
Okay, so my number 5 is also Ranker's number 5, actually. Ed Hardy. It's something that is still kind of around to 40-plus-year-old men who really, really want to seem like they're rich cool. Something about it kind of screams like, I have enough money to try to be cool, but also it's really distinctive. So I thought that part was really cool. You could tell Ed Hardy.
It's like they took popular 90s tattoos and put them on men's t-shirts.
Yes.
And it's like, that was the style. Okay, so my number 5 was Ranker's number 10, and that's frosted tips. I actually think frosted tips look great.
I think it's objectively interesting.
Frosted tips and skater stripes were the two things where I was like, I want to do those right now. You know, I think they went out of fashion because it wasn't that one guy did it. There were whole groups of guys doing it.
Yeah.
And it's like Ed Hardy, where the second every group of guys in one of those like roving pack of dudes trying to get laid, the second they all do the same thing,
It's not cool anymore.
it's not cool.
Yeah.
What's your number 4?
My number 4 was Ranker's number 1. Low-rise jeans with the thong showing.
With the whale tail.
Okay, so I'm half and half on this one. I think that the thong showing is actually kind of a look. I think it's kind of cool. I like it. It's like an inverse of cleavage in a way. It's like, ooh, it's a sexy dress. It's like, ooh, you want to see my whale tail? You know? But I pray we don't get low-rise jeans ever again.
Watch it happen.
I think it will. I think like the younger Gen Z is like, well, Y2K is really cool, so we're gonna bring it back.
My number 4 was actually not ranked on the list. It was throwback jerseys. There was a time where you weren't cool unless you were wearing like a Houston Oilers football jersey, XXXXL, and just swimming in it. The Houston Oilers are no longer a football team.
Okay.
That's why it's a throwback.
Okay.
It was like wearing like 70s like basketball jerseys.
Okay, I think that's kind of cool.
I think it still is, like, people still do it every now and then, but there was a time where it's like, watch any 50 Cent video. He has 3 guys in the back rocking like Wilt Chamberlain college jerseys. It's the coolest thing. I love how I say all these names, so you have no idea who I'm talking
right
about.
over my head.
You know 50 Cent though, obviously.
Yes, of course.
50.
50? I know. Okay, so my number 3 was Ranker's number 23. Seatbelt belts.
Yes.
I begged my mom for one. I saved up my little money and I was like, Mom, take me to the store. I'm getting a seatbelt belt. And I got a Mustang one. It was like checkered and it had the Mustang logo on it. And I was going to school in my skinny jeans and I was click-clacking all day going, release, click. It's the most fun you'll ever have with an accessory.
Teachers must have hated that.
They hated it.
Yeah.
But you know what? You start to doze off while doing that. What happens? You pinch your belly.
Yes,
And
I
it's
remember
like-
that. I wonder if like Mothers Against Drunk Driving did like a psyop and it put those in the market, just being like, this will promote seatbelt culture.
Maybe. I mean, it's a smart move.
Seatbelt culture. That's a
Seatbelt
term I
culture.
just invented. Okay, so my number 3 is Ranker's number 15. Still got a pair today, Crocs. There was like 6 months where they were cool.
Crocs are comfortable, okay? They're comfortable. No one's gonna deny that. But I think they were only fashionable because it's that thing of like, you're cool because you're quirky. You wear Crocs. I don't think anyone ever thought Crocs were cute.
I think Crocs started as like this is a very practical shoe
Yeah.
if you are working around water. Because that's why I do love Crocs. I mean, I was a pool boy and most days I'd have to wear boots because it was chemicals, but it's like if I was netting leaves, Crocs were the best. You don't have to worry about your socks getting wet. They also are one of those trends where it's like they will never die because they are super practical.
Yeah, that's the thing is like you kind of always want a pair of Crocs around.
Yeah. God, is there anything sexier too than wearing socks and Crocs?
Oh, it's pretty hot.
That's pretty good.
My number 2 is Ranker's number 21, the I Heart Boobies bracelets. okay?
Yes.
These were really scandalous. Every elementary school kid had them for some reason.
Yes.
It's scandalous. It says boobies on it. The schools didn't want that. Your parents didn't want you having it. But you had the argument that it was for a good cause.
Exactly.
Because it like supported breast cancer research. And we all warned them because we're like, well, I'm kind of edgy. I heart boobies.
I was not allowed to have one because they had the word boobies on them. And I remember asking my mom, like, I want this thing that says boobies. And she was like, no. And I was like, well, it donates to breast cancer research. And she, I think, asked me a question about breast cancer research. And I was like, I didn't know the answer. And she was like, you don't care about breast cancer research. And so I didn't get one. True story. Okay, so my number 2 is Ranker's number 26. It's another bracelet. It's a slap bracelet. Do you remember those?
Yes, those were very fun.
I never had a ton of hair. I didn't have slap bracelets because they were a hair thing, right?
You just slap on a bracelet.
I'm thinking of my sister used to wear them in her hair.
I mean, I guess you could put it in your hair like around.
Regardless, she had a bunch of them, and I would spend all day, like on a weekend, just like, just slapping the hell out of my wrist. It's like the seatbelt buckle where I was, it's just a fun thing to do.
It sucked though when they would like crack and you wouldn't realize it, and then you're just hitting your arm and it's like, why isn't it curling? And you're just giving yourself a nice little burn.
I just went through those things.
Yeah.
They always ended up breaking.
Yeah, those are like good prizes at like Chuck E. Cheese where it's like 50 tickets.
That's my number 2. What's your number 1?
My number 1 is Ranker's number 9. And I had actually brought this up a few weeks ago. Skunk Hair.
Yes.
So it's the hair where it's like your hair is black, but then you have like these like white extensions just like in there and it looks like skunk hair and it's so cool. I want to be JWoww. I want to be Christina Aguilera in the Dirty music video. It's like fashionably trashy to have. It's like this hair. It looks so bad and fake and you wear it with like this kind of like trucker hat. And
it's kind of hot though. From a guy's perspective, it's kind of hot.
It's kind of hot.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I remember being a kid and like seeing all the older kids or teenagers have it and I'd be like, I can't wait till I'm older and hot like that, like, and I get to do that to my hair. It's gonna be so cool.
I will say, if you did it, I would be like, hell yeah.
I like am thinking about, can I bring it back?
Yeah, you could.
I think it's fun.
My number 1 was actually unranked on the list, which I was shocked by because I feel like this is the main 2000s fashion trend, Livestrong bracelets. Similar to the I Heart Boobies.
Oh, yes.
Every single person had a Livestrong bracelet.
Why do we want so many tacky bracelets?
There was a time that anyone who had a charitable cause had some Livestrong bracelet style thing.
Yeah.
And it was always like $2 for a good cause. I think the majority of those people didn't donate any of the money.
But you think you did, and that made you feel like a good person.
I wasn't-
So is that on you?
I wasn't buying it to better the community. I was buying it because I wanted a blue one. Livestrong.com is still a thing too.
Is it?
Yeah, every now and then I'll Google something where I'll Google some like diet question where it's like, how much water is too much water? Livestrong.com is always the number 1 search result for anything like that.
Huh.
How much water is too much water? Let us know in the comments. Okay guys, so there you have it. Those were our favorite 2000s fashion trends. If we missed any of your favorites, let us know in the comments, but better yet, just go over to ranker.com, vote on your favorites to get them to the top, and of course, make sure you let us know in the comments which of us you think had the best list, or
Who's on top?
who's on top.
Brought to you by Ranker.
Bye.
Bye.